All right. So first of all, great to see everyone. I'm so happy to be discussing about the responsibility of preparing children for the world that does not yet exist. So first, I would like to introduce myself. I am the director at BusinessKids Lebanon. I'm the founder at Accelerator Limited, and I'm certified life coach. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna talk through this presentation. We're gonna talk about, we're gonna dive deep into what are the latest technological advancements occurring throughout the world through the last period. What is the role of each of us as teachers, parents, principals, as well as adults in helping the next generation and the young generation to be ready for the future and for what is coming. We will talk more about the changes in the job market, the skills that are required, what should we be doing in order to make sure that the growth and the development of our society and our children is on track. So now the thing is, and what I would like to start to discuss at the beginning, and one of the most important things is that it's very crucial and it's very, very important for us teachers, parents, principals, and not only teachers, parents, principals, as well as us as adults, to be aware and acknowledge all the changes that are occurring around us. And why is that? Why it's us as teachers, and why it starts with us and not with the children? Because what we are used to do, we are used to work on for in a specific context, in a specific way of doing things. However, in the last period, we have seen that the growth and the change that is happening in the market is growing in a very fast pace. And for us to be able to help our children and help this next generation is that we should know what's happening. We should be aware of that these changes, how the way of how the life is changing, how the way we are doing things is changes, how technology is actually dominating what we are doing every day in work, in our everyday life, in whatever we are doing, as well as mainly our children. So to do so, we should first begin to acknowledge and understand what's happening. It should start with us. It's as simple as that. Like the phone, just this smartphone that we have is now much more important than the biggest technology that was used like 10 years and 15 years ago. So it's very important for us to understand this thing. And why exactly us as teachers? Why it's teachers? Why it's principals? Why it's parents? Because children mainly would monitor what we do, would observe us, would just look at us, observe the way we live, our routine, our the way we do things, the way we work, the way we teach, the way we learn. So it's great. Like I'm sure that many of you who have children or who have like experienced other children, they have seen that how their child, when they come back to their back from school or back from any kind of an activity, they start imitating the way they watched and they saw their teachers actually teaching. They do the same. They try to do the same. They try to imitate them. And this is why us as adults, and mainly teachers and parents, are the role models. So it's very important. This is why the role is huge. This is why this is where the change could begin. At the same time, the involvement and the involvement that the parents and teachers have with their children is consistent on a daily basis. This means that they are able to encourage or discourage the children. And this is why one of the things that for them to be able to encourage their children, they should be aware of what's happening. It should start with them. They should be aware of the patterns that they are used to follow during the last period, what they are used to do, how they are used to do it. And doing that, they would be able to practice some kind of empathy and understand what is the future, what is the context, and what is the future their children are going to reach. What are they going to do? What is their context? What is the environment? What are the tools that they need? What are the skills that they need to be empowered with? And the other thing is that this is their investment. This is what parents do. They invest in their children. Same for teachers, for principals. So it's very important, and it's where the future begins. It begins at the home, it begins at our school, at the home, from young age. And this is why it's very important for us to know what's happening, where are we going, and how we can actually take the right action. All right, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna dive more into how the future might work. So I'm gonna play a video. It's like 6 minute video. It talks about what is expected to happen in the near future, what are the changes that are expected, how would the environment change, what would we be focusing on, what are the type of skills that would be mostly needed. This video was made like around 2019, and from that time up till today, many things have already been moving really fast, really fast. So at that time, things were like moving slowly. The advancement, the development was moving slowly. However, if you after watching the video, you will see that many of these things are already occurring and already on track and happening. So I will leave you with this 6 minutes video. Enjoy it.
The future. Are you excited or are you worried? Because the next 20 years will bring more change than the previous 300 years. Technology is rebooting the very idea of work, how we work, when we work, where we work, and sooner or later, why we work. Computers are no longer stupid. They're watching, they're listening, they're speaking, they're learning, and they may even be thinking. Science fiction is becoming science fact, and the end of routine work is only one of the outcomes. So how much of your work is routine? You know, the searching, invoicing, filing, organizing, checking, updating, monitoring. Need I go on? Rest assured, anything that can be automated, digitized, or virtualized will be. This is as certain as music is in the cloud, cars are driving themselves, and money is going digital. Automation is reducing the need for road and manual labor everywhere. And smart machines will soon do the knowledge work as well. Blue collar, white collar, whatever color your work is, it is going to be disrupted. Over the next 15 years, every technological limitation will virtually vanish. Imagine virtually unlimited processing power, global access to real-time data, machines that can move around like we do, quantum leaps in battery technology, and then even faster breakthroughs in artificial intelligence and deep learning. Clearly, competing with such powerful machines on their turf has no future. Working like a robot has no future. Learning like a robot has no future. It's a recipe for permanent unemployment. When artificial intelligence meets human intelligence, it's the end of routine as we know it. But take heart. This is not the end of our jobs. It's not the end of our work. It's not the end of our purpose. Rather, a new age of human-only work is beginning. Let's be honest. Few of us enjoy menial work and boring routines, even if we may like the security that comes with jobs like this. Increased automation is a certainty in all industries, but very few jobs are 100% automatable, 100% routine. Humans can easily deal with unforeseen events, complex challenges requiring judgment, intuition, and improvisation. Whatever is easy for a computer is hard for humans, and vice versa. This will be true for the foreseeable future. Yes, there is a life beyond automation, but only if we are prepared and if we work together. Only if governments start to plan for the kind of education and training we need, and provided we can have a serious conversation about if and how we should tax automation, and what a universal basic income may look like. Now imagine a world, maybe 2030, where we only work 3 to 4 hours a day, but for the same money, because our machines are taking care of the routines. Picture a world where the cost of energy, water, food, healthcare is dramatically lower because technology has brought abundance. See yourself in a future where work is no longer the same as purpose, where we can get purpose from what we can and what we are meant to do, not what we have to do to make a living. What if education actually helped us to discover how we can thrive as humans, not as better robots? What if routine work was replaced by the adventure of vocational careers? What if learning were actually lifelong and full of reinvention? So, how will we get ready for this future? Leave your chores to the software and the bots. Focus on those purely human things that are our future. Move up the food chain to become indispensable in this hyper-connected world. Rediscover those talents and traits that make you unique. As Oscar Wilde once said, be yourself, everyone else is taken. Become comfortable with being uncomfortable, warm up to the discomfort of permanent evolution. This is the new normal. We're entering a constant state of VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. But you can meet volatility with velocity. You can fight uncertainty with unorthodoxy. You can answer complexity with creativity, and you can defeat ambiguity with awesomeness. Don't perfect your dying routines, and don't let your kids even get started with learning them. Downloading information to a hard drive is a dead end. Instead, train them in understanding, intuition, imagination, foresight, storytelling, and empathy. Strong skills in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics will be essential. But achieving excellence in humanity, ethics, creativity, imagination will become equally decisive. The more we digitize our world, the more human we can and we must become. The future works differently, but that might be the best thing that ever happened to us.
All right. So it is it's the VUCA world. It's already started. Uh, it's already there. It's already started. The challenges are already occurring. However, the thing is, this is not the first time change happens in our world. It's been happening since a very long time, since ever. Let's go back and remember how the first time we began to use the internet. Was it something? It was something new. It was first maybe provided for very few maybe specific people who are available in a specific region in the world. However, with time, this became something that is essential, something that is a standard for the way we live. We can never live now or spend our day without internet. We can never work without internet. Same thing is happening with different kind of technology, which we will actually start discuss in the next slides. However, so one of the things that it was said, and it was said like in the previous years, is that, for example, creative jobs or different types of jobs would be safe from being automated or would be safe from being like allocated or being delegated to machines. However, the question is, are they actually safe? So this is what was expected, it was considered. But if we look forward, if we move forward and we see what AI can do at the moment, where technology has reached, we can see that in just some clicks, in just some of the existing platforms and software, we can create unimaginative and great and different types of images, art that us as a human would require more than maybe months, weeks, or days to be able to create. This is something that tell us that the coming future, or where the place that we are going to reach, is definitely different. It's a different world. It's a new world, different dimension, different place where we need to focus and put our effort to develop different types of skills. Another thing is that, for example, look how easy or how it's like in maybe in a matter of minutes. Now, as you can see, like in this short video, we can see that like how through just the camera, we are able to directly use an actual activity of a person and turn it to become an actual avatar. How easy this has become. So previously, in the last maybe years, this was not something easy to be done. This was something, a very hard task, something that would take maybe months, years, sometimes. But now it's like it happened quickly, easily, due to technology. And this is where we are going in the next period. This is where we will arrive. And this means as well that there's not any kind of profession, of a skill that wouldn't be covered by technology. So technology would be there to cover any kind of skill, any kind of task. However, our role for us as, again, to go back, as teachers, as adults, to know what is the unique thing that would not be dominated by technology. And this is what was mentioned in the video, is the human factor. And this is where we need to put our focus in the human factor. So let's move forward. This is a study like by Goldman Sachs Research, and they say that in art, mainly in art, design, entertainment, media, and sports, AI has the potential to automate 26% of job tasks. And this is what we saw in the last two slides. However, I believe that it's even more than that. It's going to take more than 26%. The way the fast growth and development in technology would definitely change, make it even more challenging and help or change quickly the way things are working. So what we're going to do, let's go dive deep more in the future. How would the future look like? What should we expect? What is expected to happen in the next like years, maybe 10 years, 5 years? We cannot even expect how many years because it's moving really fast and really quickly. So, for example, we can see here that in some places, and this already has started, that the meat that we eat, the food that we eat, started to become printed. So this is meat 3D printing. So this is happening in some place, and this already has begun. And what's happening is that some kind of cells or atoms are being planted and then printed to become an actual food to be digested and eaten. And the great thing about it is that it's said that they are even much more healthy and healthier than the actual organic meat that we eat. This is one of the things that's moving really fast, really quick. This would definitely change our whole lifestyle, everything that we are used to do. You definitely have maybe met Sophia. So, and maybe there are much other robots than Sophia, but Sophia is one of them. And Sophia is now like the ambassador at the United Nations. So she got employed, she got a role, she got a great job, a great role. And Sophia is one of the smartest robots available at the moment. If you haven't yet watched any video or an interview with Sophia, do it. Just go onto YouTube whenever you have time. Watch how smart. It's actually scary. We're coming to a place where, in some period, you feel that you are speaking with an actual human. It's an actual, really great discussion. So robots would have the capability to do a lot of jobs that we never imagined that a robot would be able to do. And this definitely reminds us. It reminds me with the movie, with many movies that we watched, and they are happening, they are coming, they are becoming actually true. So another thing that this is something that is already going on, which is traveling to space. So at the moment, we know that there are many, and they are preparing to plan commercial travel to space. So there's no limits for what technology can achieve. It's taking us to a different place, to a different dimension. And no one knows after just commercial travel where we might be after that. And what about the Apple Vision Pro and Meta Quest, which like it's like it would change it is something like removing or changing the way we are used to log in to our servers, to our it's a totally different reality. This is an actual virtual reality. However, it is as well taking all our work, all our personal life, everywhere we go. It puts us in a different dimension, in a different place. And this is really dangerous and scary if we are not ready to know how to adapt exactly. We can make it uh, uh, to our benefit, to our advantage, or we can just like follow the path and not know how to use it exactly to our advantage. However, the benefits that we can get from such kind of technology is great, but the downsides and the negative effects are as well available if we are not ready to deal with that. So Apple Vision Pro, if you haven't, or Meta Quest, if you haven't yet like uh, had the chance to know about them, they are more about uh, about like diving deep into the World Wide Web, going into the internet, following on your tasks, on your work, on your job, wherever you are. People are now wearing it while they are driving, which we will see at the next. I would go back to that at this part, which is like it's aligning with what's already aligning with the way we are living. So people are using autonomous vehicles that would actually drive by themselves while they are actually you wearing the Meta Quest and the VR technology, which has become dangerous and it at the same time makes life easier. So we have as well the quantum computing. The quantum computer is totally new word. It's a new word in computing. It's like many times and a lot and many times faster than the actual computing that we know and that we are used to uh, to use in our work or anything like the laptops or everything. So such kind of technology, if it was already introduced, it would make things much easier and faster for us. And many companies at the moment are already started in a very limited capability to use quantum computing. This means that it's something that would come to be used and become a standard. All right, let's go back to this part, which is something that we can see already in a very as well limited way, which is cars, automated cars, they drive alone, the sensors, how easy it is for the car uh, to assess the region, the context, the surrounding, where it's going, analyze what is actually in front, behind, or even near the car. Same thing about in transportation, same thing about the flying cars. And it was just announced not from a long time that flying cars will be the next uh, standard. So there will be flying cars available for people to actually purchase and to use or to rent maybe or to use in transportation. So this is something that's happening. This reality that we thought that it would not come, it's there and it's happening. It's not something that we've been living and we have been experiencing for the last period, but it's there, it's coming. It's definitely coming, and we have to be ready. We have to be ready and empowered with the skills for ourselves as well as for the next generation. But as I said, for us to be able to really help the next generation, we need to be aware of that. We need to acknowledge these changes that are coming, acknowledge that the different type of skills, different mindset, different way of thinking should be in place for our children to thrive and to be empowered. And we can definitely not forget about AI and ChatGPT, which is already now like we all use it in generating content, in graphics, in different tasks that we do every day. It already has dominated most of the things that we do in design. It have already even taken many roles and many jobs that we used to rely on a human factor to do them, and we thought that they will not be actually dominated. However, the thing about it is not only about the art part. It's as well about many other business roles. Like one of the things, there are many companies at the moment who are offering AI as customer service, it's been there, but now it's very trendy. Customer service, they're offering lead generation, a customer service robot would actually contact and do the outreach, the cold call, set up a meeting. It will address the actual requirements of every customer. What do they need? So it's already integrated into the business world in its different sectors. It's definitely a threat, but it's an opportunity. We can leverage technology to our benefit, or we can just wait, sit down, wait, like many others would think. We would wait to things become normal and we would adapt, right? But where we would be at that time, we cannot know. So it's our decision. Either we leverage technology, we develop the skills, the human factor skills, which would allow us and our children to know exactly what are the benefits and how to use these changes to our own growth for us and for our society. Now, and second biggest thing is the Neuralink. If you haven't heard about Neuralink, so this is Elon Musk's latest projects, and it focuses on implanting a chip in our brain, which would allow us to control to actually do some kind of an action, like express something, control the mouse, control the keyboard through our thoughts and mind. And this is something that has already been tested. And lately it was like tested to an actual human. It's not only being tried for general for something else. It has been tested for a human, and it has showed actual success. It is something that have been there for a while, but now Elon Musk was able to put this in front again. But this is something. This is a change. This would make something huge in the medical field. This would help a lot of patients, but as well, if you look at it from a different perspective, it shows us, it visualizes for us what the future might be. Where are we going in the future? What the next generations, what is the way that the next generations would be living? And definitely we cannot forget about globalization, which has been there since a very long time and has changed a lot the way business happens, the way we operate, the way we believe things happen, the way we focus to develop our skills. So one of the simple things, if you try to Google any kind of a product, you can get hundreds of products wherever you are located. You can be located in the farthest and like very far place in the world, in a very small town. However, whatever kind of product, you can find like hundreds of different products. This is globalization. It's not only about the product or about the business perspective. It's as well about culture. Let's go and let's look at different cities in the world. Like, for example, Toronto. It's the most diverse world. If you're planning to live in such a city, you need to have cultural competence. You need to be competent. You need to understand different cultures, to know how to talk to people, to have the communication skills. The same thing in different places like Dubai. It's one of the most advanced and diverse places in the world. So globalization has changed many things since a very long time. And with the technological advancement, the impact of globalization would become even much bigger and would require from us much different skills. It wouldn't be like we would think about ourselves as citizens of our own place. We would be global citizens. It's as simple, if you have ever tried to, for example, to start or think about starting your own business or your own, for example, service, the first thing you would do, you would research or Google who actually offered this service, who would actually offer this type of product. And you would find that you are not worried about competition in your area. However, you take into consideration that There are no barriers for anyone who would think, any company around the world who would think to actually penetrate my region and my market in the coming future. This is globalization. This is what it has created. Before it was like about it started like by trade, import, export. This is how it started, but look how fast it advanced. Now it is like you can just go online, start register some kind of a company in any place in the world. Do it in the UK. You can do it like anywhere, and it's open. You can do it. You can begin trading. You can begin selling your service online. This is what we're doing at the moment. So we're having a meeting from different parts of the world. So globalization is definitely a huge, it's the biggest change in the way we do things. But at the same time, again, if we do not have the skills, if we do not empower ourselves and are aware of the required skills and prepare the next generation to be ready for this growth, for this domination of technology, this would become a big challenge for us, for the future, and as well for our society. All right, and after all of that, so we saw that technology has dominated. Technology is moving really fast. It's a VUCA word where we have to be really aware, we have to understand it, we have to know how to tackle it. The domination of technology, the globalization, the change of skills, the change of the way things happen, what they would lead to. It's definitely this would lead to looking for the purpose. What's our purpose? So people would have to ask, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? What is our purpose here? What are we trying to achieve at the moment? Why? Because technology is taking different jobs, it's changing the way we think, it's changing the trends that are occurring. So this is where we might go in case we are not equipped, we are not ready to know, and do not know exactly what we need to have in the coming future. So this is one research from the World Economic. It says that 80% by 2030, 80% of people will be self-employed. And this is something that has already started to happen from like the last years, and especially after 2019. It boosted after 2019 due to many reasons. And this is something that's expected to keep going in the coming future due to all the reasons that we have just discussed. Same thing that by 2025, 50% of the activities in companies will be done by intelligent machines. And we can see that through AI, through ChatGPT, through what we have discussed and we have mentioned as robots, for many other reasons. All right, so this is another video, but I would not play it. However, what it says that it talks about the different revolutions expected in the future, which are mainly 3 revolutions. The first, for one of it, is sustainability, which we saw the importance and the impact of everything that's happening around us on our environment. So the sustainability revolution, which means that the way we do things in terms of using oil and anything that would affect our environment, it would be actually substituted with green solutions and healthy solutions. Another thing is something that we just talked about, which is finding the purpose. What's our purpose? The way we think at our purpose and the reason we are here would change. Are we still gonna work to achieve a specific goal, or to achieve, for example, for financial purpose, or for just achieving stability, or will we have the opportunity to work for our actual purpose as a human beings? And this is what this actual video discuss. All right, so now everything we have just talked about and discussed how this is affecting the job market. What would it do? What type of jobs? What type of different employment jobs would be changed? Now, if you go back to the past and how what the history had shown us is that, for example, during 1987, Microsoft Excel was released and was first introduced. And you can see from the graph like how once this was uh, introduced, the requirement, how the requirement for how the requirement for different jobs like bookkeeping, accounting, and auditing has started to gradually decline. However, on the other hand, different requirements, different type of jobs gradually increased, like management, financial managers, accountants, and auditors. They increased. So technology could actually change. It's a change. It's a period where there is a transformational period. However, the skills that we need to develop for us to adapt and be able to transfer what we know to a different task, to different things that could help us thrive and help our children thrive. So currently at the moment, what are the skills that are not that might not be that are actually be affected by automation? And mainly, if we can see that most of these skills that are affected are actually non-technical, that are not uh, that are actually required for us to be able to thrive in the future are non-technical skills. So as you can see, it's creative thinking. The most top 5 are completely non-technical. They are completely, most of them are completely internal, and they are not things that we need to acquire externally. They are internal. They are creative thinking, analytical thinking. As you can see, it's like technology, curiosity, resilience, and agility. Uh, it's motivation, self-awareness. So most of the things are about us, about how we develop our character, our personality. It's all about cognitive skills, management skills, leadership skills, which we need to acquire for us to thrive. And again, for our children to thrive and to be able to follow and to align with this growth. Okay, so okay, this is like something like from the labor market observatory, that any of us, everyone, wherever you are located, wherever you come from, you have the right to be, you have the right and you should be offered the education and the skills to have the opportunity to thrive and transform and change your skills for you to be able to align with the future labor market. All right, and this is exactly why it is about us as teachers, adults, as principals, and parents. It is our role to help the next generation and children to be able to develop the skills and provide them either personally or provide them with another sources to help them to actually develop these skills. All right. So now, what does all of what we just discussed, what does this mean to us as teachers, adults, principals, and parents? What does this mean to us? How would this affect us in a different way? All right, first of all, this means that what we need to do, we need to practice and to provide an integrated approach to education. Now, education is what actually define and shape our future, our children's future, and our future on a daily basis. However, this means that using only the traditional ways, the traditional way we are used to learn and grow might not be the solution for the future. It's definitely important. However, we need to integrate a different approach in the way we are providing, we are teaching, and as well on what we are actually providing our children. We need as well to adopt new beliefs and acknowledge the undergoing changes, which we have just talked about. And we need to encourage our children to undertake. We just saw that by 2030, 80% of people will be either self-employed or freelancers or like working from home. So we need to encourage our children to undertake and to commit to something. Undertaking is committing. We need to encourage them to do that. We need to show them that this is something that they need to do, they need to follow for them to develop the required skills in the future. And the fourth thing is that we need to understand the new dynamics and the workforce changes, which we just discussed, the new skills that are required to thrive, to adapt to the market. Right. So this shows that these things we need to do them. We need to do them before we actually go and try to help children to do them. If we are not ready, we will not be able to really help our children and our society. We need to understand, we need to accept the new ways of doing things, that we need to try new ways of doing things. We need to try new patterns and habits. All right, so how to adapt, how we can adapt at the moment. Okay, first of all, one of the things that we can do is we can dive deeper into your experience being in whatever industry, whatever topic, or whatever thing that you do. We need to know exactly and be really good at what we do, understand what we do, and know what are the trends, what to follow, what we need to change, and adapt our strategy and our approach to these new trends. As well as the bigger part here is to align our approach and strategy to help our children develop these skills that they need. Another thing is to amplify emotional intelligence. We should practice empathy. And to do that, to be successful in practicing empathy, we go back again to what we discussed through all this presentation, is that we need to understand what's going on, what our children need, so we would know what is the future context. Our context is different than their context. We need to understand this context. What is it made of? What does it consist? What do we need to offer them for them to become successful? How we should be treating them, speaking to them, what kind of skills, what kind of activities should we offer them? Another thing is our learning environment. It's very important to provide a growth and environment that would help children be like think or enjoy their time learning, give them the opportunity to discover new things, put them in a place where they can actually engage with different mindset, different groups, brainstorm what they know, and help them to reflect and put them in an environment where they feel safe for them to actually speak what they think of. And as well, it's very important, which is the global perspectives, make them aware of different things happening around the world, not only where they belong or in their own small culture. All right. So another thing is we have to leverage technology. Use technology. It's available. The simplest technology and the basics of technology is available for everyone, and it's for free. It could help us. It could help us in the way we should adapt our approach to support our children, and as well teach our children how to leverage technology in a positive manner, and to know exactly and help them identify where they should actually, what is their limitations, where they should how to use it, and where they should use it to their own benefit. All right. And one of the important things that we need to leverage is to encourage creativity. And this is one of the important things that maybe like technology, it would take time, or maybe not for the short period, it would be able to actually dominate. So creativity is something that would set us as human and as children apart. It would help them to undertake, it would help them to reflect or implement what they think about in actual practical ways. All right, so how we can do that? We can do that through changing our own approach by asking them some questions, providing them the opportunity to experience different learning perspectives, focus more on the skills, maybe align, focusing on the skills that they need as well as on the technical things that they need to learn while they are at their schools. And one last thing is the foster entrepreneurial mindset, and definitely this is what it's the umbrella of all these skills, all of these changes, all of these requirements. It's about the entrepreneurial mindset. It's like integrating financial education and financial literacy in their as part of their studies, as part of their growth. Give the children the opportunity for them to decide how to solve their problems. Let them try, even if they fail. Let them try, let them fail, and know that we can try a different approach, we'll try a different way. Finally, all right, great. So finally, it is like, it's always great to repeat this statement that we always mention at BusinessKids, which is that future belongs to those who create the opportunities. The changes that are happening are huge. They are like fast, very fast to adapt, to be able to help the future generation to thrive and to leverage these changes and the technology, and to actually understand that change can be for their own benefit, is to actually help them and give them and empower them with the skills and the tools for them to create opportunities, to turn what they think about or what they imagine or their ideas into actual businesses, into actual outcome that they can see and touch.